David Hettinger was a man who painted life as he saw it, with a heart full of memories and a hand skilled in capturing them on canvas. His journey began in a quiet railroad town in Illinois, but it was the pull of something bigger, something true to his nature, that led him to New York City. With the advice of an old gallery owner in his ear and little more than his paints and determination, Hettinger set out to understand what it meant to be a real artist. In New York, he studied under master artists, learning to see the world with fresh eyes. He painted people, their faces and hands, their glances and gestures, all drawn from life. He believed deeply that to capture the human soul, he had to know the person in front of him. He didn't paint portraits. He painted relationships, the gentle exchange of a look, the tender silence shared between two people. His brush found beauty in these delicate moments, in the language of human connection, in the quiet understanding between family members, or the innocence of a child's question that an adult might struggle to answer. Hettinger's figures tell stories without words. There's a depth to them, a memory folded into each scene he painted. Often he would begin a painting from a memory, perhaps a quiet afternoon or children at play, without any models, just his recollections. Later he would invite people into his studio, not just to sit for him, but to embody the lives he'd observed, the gentle rhythms of everyday life. Each stroke of paint brought him closer to these memories, reliving them with each layer, each touch of color. For him, painting was a way of reconnecting with his past. He thought back to his mother's love of plants, her habit of bringing them inside during winter to save them from the cold. Now, he painted those plants on windowsills, framed by a view of the landscape beyond. These were not just still lifes. They were pieces of his story, quiet scenes that echoed his own life and his memories of those he loved. Hettinger's philosophy was simple but profound. Art was about people, about life in its simplest, most beautiful form. He spent his days observing others, their laughter in parks, their care for children, their quiet moments of rest. Every scene was a fragment of life, a small glimpse into the everyday beauty that many overlook. And through these observations, he found endless inspiration, creating paintings that were as much about feeling as they were about form. When he painted, he did so with intention. He would sketch a scene, carefully place his figures, and bring them to life with thoughtful brushstrokes. His works were rich with texture, the surfaces alive with movement, each brushstroke adding to the story he wished to tell. Painting was not simply a task for him. It was a journey, a way to preserve the fleeting sweetness of human moments. David Hettinger painted as he lived, with quiet dedication, honoring the subtleties of life and the people who filled it. Each piece was an intimate dialogue, an unspoken bond between artist and subject, between memory and canvas, capturing not just an image, but the timeless beauty of human connection.